Good morning, everybody. It's Major Amy Jo, and I'm here to help you with some of our crock pot cooking dishes. So, we're going to look first at Mexican casserole. I'm going to go ahead and put the recipe down in the comments in case you need it. But I have my ingredients here. I'll just show you how to process them and put them into the bags, and then hopefully you can do that at home. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take your baggie and put Mexican casserole on the top front. Three cups rice, 1 pound burger. Just like so. That way, when it's frozen in your freezer, you'll know what it is and what you have to put in it to cook it. Now that we have that done, the first thing we want to do is start putting our ingredients in. First ingredient that goes in our bag is 1 onion chopped up. Let me put my computer down here. Cut the onion in half. Do your cuts like this. I didn't really know how to process stuff until I was actually in college, and I was working as a short order cook, and I would watch the cooks in the kitchen at my university, because that's where I was working at, process things. And that's how I actually even learned to use big knives, like the knife I have here. My mom, she always used these itty bitty small knives, and I think I scared her when I got home from college, and I was like, hey, can I have a 12-inch knife? Really? A 12-inch knife, Amy Jo? That's what you want? So that makes pretty quick work at this onion. It doesn't really matter how big or small. If you like onion, put a bigger onion in it. If you don't like onion, put a smaller onion in it. If you prefer shallots or garlic onions, some people call them, you can go ahead and put, I would say, at least 2 of those in there to get that same flavor. Doesn't have to be a fine dice. And then you go ahead and you put that in your bag. It's important to put these ingredients that aren't going to slip out of the bag real easy in the bag first. For obvious reasons, because bags are known to tip over and then you lose your entire recipe. There we go. Put the onion in there. The second thing we want to cut up is a green pepper. Pretty easy to do. Cut off the top, cut off the bottom, slice it down the side, and then using your knife, just crawl around the edge of the pepper, taking each rib, and there you go. It just sort of slides right out of its skin for you. Usually I like to clean up these ribs a little more, just like so. If you can always pop the top out of there, although you're not going to lose a whole lot of pepper by not utilizing that part, but you can do that. I like to use my whole pepper. Then I like to turn it over so my knife is a little, when my knife, especially right now, is not very sharp. And just go into slices. There you go. And after you get those slices, again, this is not a real persnickety recipe. You don't need to make sure that it's super uniform. You just put those slices to a side, and then you just dice. I like to process vegetables. For me, it's relaxing. So bring me your vegetables. No, don't bring me your vegetables. It's not too hard to go through a bunch of vegetables. Get them all processed up. And this is a great recipe. Like I said, this is all going to go in a freezer bag, and then pull it out, put it in before you go to work on low for the time you're at work for 8 hours, and you can come home and stick the cooked rice into it and wait about 20 minutes, and you have a meal. That is super easy and nutritious and very filling. We say that this feeds a family of 4, but frankly, I think this feeds more than 4. Yeah, I have a family of 4, and we always have leftovers. So the next thing, after we're done getting your vegetables chopped, is I like to put in, like I said, I like to put in all my dry ingredients and ingredients that aren't going to get anywhere. So the next thing we want to do is put in 1 tablespoon of chili powder. So I have that pre-done here. 1 tablespoon of chili powder. And put that into your bag. 1 tablespoon of chili powder and 1 package of taco seasoning. I will need to go to my cupboard and get my package of taco seasoning. 1 sec, I'll be right back. So I actually make my own taco seasoning. So this is just some spices that you can look up on a recipe online. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and link the recipe I use down in the comments below as well. So you need 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning if you don't have that package. This way, actually, it's nice. A little extra in there. You don't get as much salt in your recipe if you make it yourself, and that's important to me and my family. So now that we have all the dry ingredients, now we get to do the dangerous part, which is all the wet ingredients. For this recipe, you'll need 1 can of kidney beans, 1 can of diced tomatoes, and 1 can of tomato sauce. So the recipe actually calls for you to drain and rinse those kidney beans. I don't find it super necessary. You can if you want to. No one's saying you can't, but it really doesn't take away or add much flavor. Just put those into your bag, making very sure that you do not dump your bag everywhere. That's the danger. Now with my little can of tomato sauce here, I'm going to go to the sink, put a little 1/4 cup of water in it, swish it around so I get the rest of my tomato sauce, put it in. Okay, got the rest of my water in there with my tomato sauce, a 1/4 cup of water. Once all that's in your bag, tip this down. You want to seal up your bag. Take as much air out of the bag as you possibly can. And here's the fun part. You start to massage your bag to mix all that seasoning in, and you'll want to massage it really well to get all that seasoning and everything in it. Once you're done massaging, put it in your freezer. It'll keep for 3 months or so in your freezer, and when you're ready to cook, bring it out of the freezer. Go ahead and put a pound of burger in it. Cook it for 8 hours on low, 4 hours on high, and add 3 cups of rice. Cook it for another 20 minutes, and then serve. Enjoy!